first of all. Coach Sean Miller and Derek Williams, again, when you guys identify yourselves, just name, also affiliation. Coach will make an opening remark, and then we'll open for questions.
Well, I thought it was just a great basketball game. Two teams that were playing their hearts out. I thought at times we were the more aggressive, better team, and certainly at times they were the more aggressive, better team. I think there's really two parts to us in terms of this game. One, give up 16 second shots, and especially late, some of the possessions that we were on defense, it seemed like an eternity because they were getting 2 and 3 shots. They out-hustled us to a couple balls. A couple may have bounced their way, but it's tough to win against Washington when they get 16 second shots. The second part is, and I'll take a lot of responsibility, about 4 years ago, I lost the game to Ohio State. We were up 3 very late, and we always look to foul so they can't make a 3 and tie. But in this situation, there was 14 and a half seconds left. Sometimes if you do that with too much time, you outsmart yourself because you have to inbound the ball, then you have to make free throws. We could have found ourselves in a situation where 8 seconds left, they have the ball, and we're up 2. We're up 1. Now, instead of a 3 tie and a 3 wins, a 2 ties, and all the things that go with that. But if I had to do it all over again, and it's the hardest part of losing a game like this, we would have at least called the timeout and made sure our guys didn't run in. If you leave the three-point line when you're winning by 3 and it's about under 10, that's the worst way of losing. And we left. We ran from the corner in for no reason and gave them a wide-open 3 to tie. And, Derek will tell you one of the things we've talked a lot about with our team is the maturity at the end of games. And it's easier to take when you blow a 15-point lead and it becomes a 9-point win. But we're always trying to prepare for this moment. And that concentration, that intelligence, that finishing, we did not do that. And in spite of a lot of things, that game was just about over and we didn't finish. So that's the disheartening part. The good news is for us, we obviously played very hard and we're playing well, and we look forward to the NCAA tournament.
All right, let's take some questions.
Hey, Sean. Besides the game winner that
Excuse me 1 second.
Victoria with the Associated Press. Besides the game winner that Isaiah hit, can you just talk about just the effect that he had on the game?
He's just a heck of a player. We've struggled with him in all 3 games, and the last shot is what everybody will focus on, but the toll that he takes on our team throughout the game, creating shots for his teammates, and there were times where I thought we did a great job on him, but you look at that stat sheet: 28 points, 7 assists, 45 minutes on the 3rd game in 3 days. Physically, to play 45 minutes, 3 games in 3 days is almost impossible. He made a step-back 3, 3rd game in 3 days, in the 45th minute that he played. So give credit where credit's due, and it's one of the reasons Washington is such an outstanding team.
Gary Randazzo with Wildcat Sports Report. I was going to ask you about the 3-point decision, so thanks for clarifying that. There's losing, and then there's losing a significant game like this at the buzzer. You've been through these before. What's going to be your mental approach with the team as you lead into the NCAA tournament and getting over this type of ending?
It's nothing but a positive. I mean, the fact that we were here in the championship and won 2 games in this tournament, in addition to the 14 that we won in our conference, it is a great achievement to be still playing today. And for us, I think it'll be easy for us to leave this game and move towards something bigger and special like the tournament. I also think that it's good for our team, and whether it's Derek to my right or guys in the locker room, to recognize the importance in March of not only playing hard or playing together, but there's a certain level of concentration and intelligence that's also required. Those that don't concentrate have that basketball intelligence as a team, coaches, players. You just can't advance. I've been there before, and I think the painful lesson, whether I should have called a timeout or foul or whatever, you can't run in on a drive under 10 seconds when you're up 3. And that's the mistake that we've learned the hard way.
Nick Hamilton, Sports Page Magazine. This is for Coach Miller and Derek. What was going through your mind the last few seconds as he moved the ball up the court and, end up shooting the ball? Were you guys expecting it to go in? Did you?
I was hoping it wasn't going to go in. He's a terrific player, and on our end, I don't think Derek's performance can be overlooked. I mean, Derek's 8 for 14 from the field, got to the line 13 times, 11 rebounds, 24 points, played 40 minutes himself, 3 games in 3 days. And, it was Isaiah Thomas on their end, outstanding. Derek Williams on our end, outstanding as usual. And, we had a lot of great guys and players on our team step up, make good plays and hard plays. And this loss isn't any one individual, really not even any one play. But I think winning the game by 3 under 10 seconds, whatever strategy we have, we want to do it well. We didn't do any strategy well, and we paid the price.
It was just a great shot. You could just see it in his eyes when the person I was guarding was going to go set a pick. He called it off, and he was just looking for that last shot. The best player on the team, that's what he wants to do. He wants to take the last shot. And, he made a great move. And on top of that, it was a step back. So, give him all the credit. Great players make big shots like that. And, that's going to go down as one of the best shots in the Pac-10 tournament history. So, he deserves it.
Coach Miller, L.T. Willis with the California Crusader newspaper. Was there any particular reason why when Derek Williams was going to the basket, it seemed like you were starting to have success? Was there a reason why you got away from that?
I mean, how many points did you want him to score? 40?
45. Okay.
I mean, he had 24 points and 11 rebounds. You can ask Derek. It's not always easy to catch it on Washington and drive. We try to get him the ball in scoring position. If you do the math, 14 field goal attempts, 13 free throw attempts. To me, I thought both Derek and our team did a good job of getting him the ball. I also want you to understand, if you watch the game, they played a lot of zone.
Thank you.
Really hard to get a guy to drive the basket when they're playing zone.
All right, we're going to take 2 more questions.
Yeah, Sean, Jeff Eisenberg with Yahoo Sports. Just wondered if you could assess kind of what kind of threat that Washington is in the NCAA tournament.
They're an outstanding team, and, Lorenzo and his team and staff, they have weathered so many things. I mean, everybody forgets that Abdul Ghadi got hurt a long time ago. I know he was off to a good start. And, they've had Suggs who's missed some time. Vinoy Overton had played this tournament without him. And, they just are a tough-minded, deep team, and they have a real identity about them. Their identity outworked our identity when you think about it. 43 rebounds to 32, 16-second shots. And, we had them, and they kept fighting. It's one thing for us to blame ourselves, but you have to make the big shots too, and they made quite a few of them down the stretch. So they're an outstanding team. They've been in this winner's circle before, and I would not want to play them in the first round of the tournament at all.
Dave Cooney, KYLD in Tucson. Derek, a lot of you guys never even been on a stage like this, championship game. Can you just talk about the big game experience, how that might help moving on to, obviously, another big game, tournament game?
You never want to go into the tournament with a loss like that. And, it's always going to be in the back of our mind. But at the same time, we've accomplished a lot so far. We were up 6 with 15 seconds left, I believe, or up 3. So, just little things we just need to work on. And, Coach always stresses, every day we go through these series like that with up 4 points with 10 seconds, just little series like that. And, it's just concentration. And, we can't look on this, you can't look back on this too much. So, we just got to get back on Sunday, see who we play, and, get back to practice on Monday and just go through it.
All right, last question.
Paula Bovin of the Arizona Republic. Sean, I'm sorry, I know you addressed this foul thing ad nauseum, but can you take us inside how that kind of comes about? I know you're not having a lot of time to make that decision. Are you discussing it as a staff, or are you just saying this is what we're doing? Or
if you're winning by 3 points, and if you foul on purpose with too much time left, you take a pretty high percentage win, and let's go through it. So let's say you foul on purpose It happens at around 10 seconds. The one thing you have to do is foul, because as the ball approaches the three-point line, it's tough to reach in. You could foul him in the act of shooting. So you foul him, you're up 3, now it's 10 seconds left. He makes both free throws. So now you're up 1. 10 seconds to go, 9 seconds to go. You now have to inbound the ball. You do inbound the ball. They don't steal it, they foul you. So now, real quickly, you're winning by 1 point with 8 seconds to go. You missed 1. They get the ball, and now you put that same team in a position with 8 seconds, and we're only up 2. A 3 beats you, a 2 ties, it's a different game. So our marker is more 11 seconds. Once in a while on field, you can say, I'm not losing that way. And I lost the game, against Ohio State, and when you lose it that way, you never want to do that again. And I'm telling you, since we've started to foul, probably won about 6 games in a row like that. And the regret I have isn't necessarily fouling, because I still think there's too much time. It would be to use our one timeout and make sure that we're organized so that we don't run in. We remind our guys not to run in. And again, if you do that, the danger that you have is I have no timeouts. So if they score 2, once again, now we have to inbound the ball with no timeouts. So there's a lot of things that go through your mind, and the biggest thing is doing the math. Don't ever leave the three-point line up 3 under 10 seconds left. A 2 only puts them down 1. So it's a hard lesson to learn, and I think, from my perspective, it really falls on the coach. You want to see your team execute in that situation, and we did not do that.
All right, thank you. The Arizona locker room will be open for further quotes, and Washington will be up in a couple minutes. Test 1, 2. Oh, we need another stat sheet? Okay. All right, the University of Washington Huskies, one hell of a game. Anyway, Coach Romar is going to open with an opening statement, and then we'll be open for questions. And again, when it's your turn, please identify yourself, name, also affiliation, and okay.
You can never be prouder of your team when they lay it all out on the floor and they play together as a group. And they're just pulling for one another. They're all lost in the game, trying to put forth their best effort. You can't be more proud when you see something like that happen. And I think we were able to see from our team that happened 3 days in a row. Isaiah averaged over 40 minutes a game and saved his best for last in this game here today. He did a great job of leading, and our group, our team, did a great job of joining in with him, kind of following his lead. And from the seniors to the freshmen, who seem like they've done this before for some reason, it was just a great effort. I'm looking forward to find and see where Arizona's going to go and play in the tournament, because they're a really good basketball team, and we're going to be pulling for them as the Pac-10 goes out.
All right, open for questions.
Nick Hamilton, Sports Page Magazine. This question is for Isaiah and the rest of the panel as well. Isaiah, I noticed coming out in the second half, you pretty much didn't score until about the 7-minute mark. How are you able to maintain your composure, kind of stay mentally in the game to be able to contribute?
With me, I feel like, a lot of people seen it before. I score in bunches, so I'm really not worried about scoring. I was just worried about making plays for my teammates. And when it came down to it, when I needed to score, I did. But at the end of the day, it's just about making plays and seeing where I can get people open shots. And my teammates did a great job of knocking down shots and keeping confidence in themselves and just doing the right thing. And that's the main thing with me.
Isaiah, Ben Bolch, Los Angeles Times. Can you take us through that last play, what you were thinking, how it developed?
I don't know. Coach was going to call a timeout. He trusted me. I told him, let me just try to take it and get something. I knew.
You didn't say all that.
I didn't say that. That was my emotion, though. I was
Right.
let me get this.
I'm with you.
Nah, and I knew I had a smaller guy on me, so I could get a shot off. And I just made a little step back, and God made the ball go in the hoop. So.
This question is for Coach Romar. Where does this victory rank with you as a coach?
Excuse me 1 second. Can you identify
Oh,
yourself?
I'm sorry. L.T. Lewis with the California Crusader newspaper. Where does this victory rank with you as a coach?
Whenever a game leads you to win a championship, it's a victory that you'll always remember. The way and the fashion that this was done makes it a victory that ranks up there pretty high. It's up there. One of these days, when I'm not coaching anymore, I'll sit back in the rocking chair and reminisce about this game. Reminisce how Isaiah Thomas just totally flagged off his coach. And no, I remember a lot of things about this tournament, and they're all good.
Victoria Sun with the Associated Press. Ro, can you just talk about all the hustle plays and the rebounds and the diving for loose balls and things that your guys did to get the win and the adversity that you guys have overcome to get to this point?
It's one of the main things we talked about prior to this game. If we didn't win the hustle plays, if we weren't tough, we weren't going to win the game, because Arizona is a team that usually wins the hustle plays. They are a very, very tough-minded team. But our guys stepped up and did what was necessary and showed a lot of toughness and resolve in winning that game. And some things have gone on throughout the year, injuries and other things, and our guys have stayed the course and have remained together.
Lorenzo Don Ruiz at the Tacoma News Tribune. Could you look forward a little bit? I mean, tomorrow you get Selection Sunday. Do you have any ideas or cares what happened with it? And a performance like this, the way that they played these 3 days, what could this team do in that tournament?
We felt from the beginning of the year, if we came out, played Husky basketball, played the way we were capable of, we'd have a chance to be successful in most any game. So we'll go see. We'll see what happens. It's a good time for us to be playing together and playing right. I know that much. And where we go, when it comes to the field of 68, you just wait for the call, prepare yourself, and you go.
Kim Reynolds with Sports Washington Magazine. Coach, can you talk about CJ shot the Senate to overtime, and then also one of the guys, maybe not big stat line, but just was real steady the whole tournament, Darnell Gant?
Penetrated as a 3-part question. What was number 2 and 3? B and C?
Darnell Gant and CJ shot.
CJ has an uncanny knack of focusing and zeroing in on the rim. When that pass came to him, you could just see he picked out his spot up there, and I don't think he heard anything. I don't think he saw anything except for the orange ring up there. And he's already a good shooter, but you could just see the focus in his eyes, and he knocked it down. And Darnell did so many things in 3 days in this tournament to help us win games. He would be Mr. Intangible. He's really an unsung hero in this tournament.
Coach 710 ESPN, Pete Fox 710 ESPN. Can you comment on who do you think, aside from yourself and Arizona, potentially UCLA, USC is on the bubble? Can you comment on who you think from this tournament will move on to the next round into the NCAA tournament?
Well, based on being able to play those teams, I'd say they're all capable. The way SC defends, and with their front line and the quickness of their guards, you just don't face that a lot. And I think they get invited to this tournament, they definitely could advance. UCLA, their starting five is very, very, very talented. They've got a big front line. They've got some scorers in there. They come out and they're ready to play. They obviously can make some noise. And Arizona, I just think they can play with anyone. They defend. Derek Williams is so hard to deal with. They can shoot it, so they have a chance. I hope we get 4 in, because it'll be fun to watch this conference.
Matt, can you just talk about the ups and downs
Identify,
you guys?
please.
Victoria Sun with the Associated Press. Can you talk about the ups and downs you guys have been through this season, and just what it means for you guys to win this type of game and get into the tournament?
It's just been a long year, a real long year, with everything that's been going on off the court, and as well as injuries, and just we've been able to face a lot of adversity, especially being a man down in this tournament. I think a lot of people wrote us off, and the whole team kind of believed in themselves and believed that we'd be able to get it done. And obviously, the way we played these last few days, just playing together. First game had 4 or 5 guys double figures. Again, in the second game, had about 4 guys double figures, and then tonight with Isaiah having an outstanding game, and Terrence obviously, and then myself and CJ just right on the brink of double figures. Just shows how much of a team that we've become, and that we're trusting everybody. In one of our timeouts, Isaiah was just talking to us before the coaches came in, talking about, I believe in you guys. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to score like that. I'm giving the ball up. I believe in you guys. I believe you guys are going to knock down shots. So just to know that as a leader, he believes in the rest of us and knows what we can do, just shows how much we've come, how far we've come.
Don Reese coming used to be in for Terrence. Could you talk about what must just be an amazing sort of 10 days that you've had? I think you had a combined 4 minutes in the last 2 regular season games, to moving into the starting lineup, to making the all-tournament team, to cutting the net, for the Pac-10 tournament championship.
I would say it's probably emotional. I mean, it was kind of disappointing that I didn't play the first 2 games, but I had to shake it off, get focused. And I knew I was going to start, and just had to be prepared to play and prepared to work, and I guess it paid off.
Seth Rubinoy, the Daily Trojan. Isaiah, what was your reaction when you found out that you were going to be the most outstanding player for the 2nd consecutive season?
It was pretty cool, but I'm just worried about winning. And when you win, I mean, individual awards come, but that player of the tournament is not as important as that conference championship we just won. So I mean, it's praise to all my teammates, because without them, I can't win nothing, especially a game. And some guys stepped up, and I love my teammates.
All right, let's take 2 more questions.
Ben Bolch, Los Angeles Times. Isaiah, how tired are you right now? I mean, are you looking forward to getting a nap in after all those minutes? And for your teammates, what was it like to watch him out there gutting it out, coming up so big at the end?
I'm really tired. I'm ready to get on the plane and go to sleep. But it's great, because I have so much confidence in my teammates that I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win. Like Matt said in one of the timeouts, I told him, I'm tired, man. I'm not worried about scoring. So when I get you the ball, just score. Don't pass it back to me. And they did a great job of that. I mean, Matt was in foul trouble, but he had some big buckets. Terrence hit some crucial shots, and Darnell Gant and C.J. Wilcox did a lot of things for us. So I'm just proud of my teammates, because we never gave up.
All right, last question.
I was just trying to say he's a hell of a player. He gets a lot of flack about his height, and he's dealt with it all his life, and he's just shown it at another level. And just when a guy's in the zone, he's in the zone. His assists this tournament have been ridiculous. I think he's had about, 29, 30 assists throughout the tournament, and I know that must be a record somewhere. And when he's in that mode, you just kind of go out and let him play. I know that's what Coach has to let him do sometimes. He might not be happy with all his decisions, but when he's playing basketball, he's playing basketball, and he just makes everyone around him better. And when he does that, we have a lot of success.
Last question.
Kim Reynolds, Sports Washington Magazine. Coach, 45 minutes for Isaiah. Any thought go through your mind pulling him out at any point during the game?
Not tonight. No. Yesterday, we tried to do it a little while because Oregon, you could just see they were going to try to wear him down. They were going to pick him up full court and try to beat on him a little bit. And we knew if we were fortunate enough to win, we'd have to come back and he was going to have to log big minutes again. So we tried it for a little bit. But in these situations, you just call a timeout instead of substituting for him.
All right, the Arizona locker room, Washington locker room will be open for more questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.